Well, top of the moment to you, anywhere where they watch us from, definitely not Tuesday. And as we take talk some few minutes ago, say Engineer Debo go deal with us, so we're going to discuss everything we get to do with property. So that time don't reach, and I want to make everybody get ready to hear more on still this NHF. Plus, say we have 1 year more from you today. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief.
How you doing, sir?
I'm great. And you?
I'm cool. Top of the moment to you.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you. And our viewers, good morning. How's it been with you? Is it COVID or it's not lockdown anymore, right? At least
lockdown is partial lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown is easing out, as it were. And then there are more openings coming by the week. So, how's it been with you? Hope you've been enjoying yourself, finding expression in the new normal, you know. Yeah. So today we'll continue on what we started about 2 weeks ago. So this will be the third week on this discussion, and I believe we should be able to wrap it up today. And we will really need to hear more from you today. It's all about the NHF loan. We're talking about the 5 questions that if you answer them, it will give you an idea of what you qualify for, what you can qualify for with the NHF. There are loads of other videos, even on NHF. We've had about 2 or 3 other videos, okay? Sessions that we've done. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, all you need to do is go to the YouTube channel of WAP TV, search out Property Matta, sit down, brekete, and enjoy it after this episode, okay? So you can catch up with a lot of other things we've said about the NHF, because the NHF is quite an interesting topic.
Yeah, sure.
And I find out that a lot of Nigerians are still exploring ways they can take advantage of it. And it's available for them to take advantage of. I will encourage anyone really to try and explore how they can take advantage of that loan, because it's for the benefit of every Nigerian, particularly when you are contributing to it. So, 5 questions. We've dealt with question number 1, okay, which was your net monthly income.
Monthly earning.
You know, yeah, net monthly earning. What is your net earning? We dealt with that. We also asked you, do you have additional income? You know, that was question number 2. Do you have additional income? Because, yes, additional income comes in 2 ways, either of 2 ways. Say, for example, you have side hustle, you know, or dash, or things like that, you know, or you are considering to take your loan with your spouse involved, and they are going to be supporting with their own income. Okay, so that's one way additional income comes in. It also can come in at net level. Then thirdly, we ask whether you get any loan where you the service.
Of course.
Because if you the service loan, it be say you go they pay on that loan, and you go get how it go affect what you can take on this other one that is called the NHF. Okay? Then year of birth.
Wait till your year of birth. Yeah.
When they born you. Now before Doji or after. You know, before Biafra or after, you know, there are some landmarks in the Nigerian history. You know, is it before
the increment in salary?
You know, you collected
the increment in salary.
How much was it?
That time, you know, it's in a pounds and shilling.
Yes, how much was it?
If I convert them now, I don't even remember. I'm out doji money.
Oh, nah. There are some people that it was June 12, you know.
June 12. I want to
I don't know that.
I want to see for war.
I want to see for the 79.
Agbekoya day.
Wait here, day.
I want to badanu.
You know, when they born you know. So, if you know that, then the last question that you will need to ask yourself to be able to compute what it is that you qualify for is, how long do you want the loan for? How long do you want the loan for?
What do you mean, sir?
How long do you want the loan for? Now, how long do you want the loan for is a function of a few things. You must know that fundamentally, the loan cannot be given for more than 30 years tenure.
Okay.
So you must know that. So you can't want it for more than 30 years. That's number 1. Then whether you qualify for 1 year or 30 years will depend on your current age. That's why your age matter. And also you need to note that for this loan, for this scheme, the retirement age is taken to be 60 years. You understand that? So what it mean be say, if person be 45 years now,
You have 15.
it means say he get 15 years where he fit take. Even if he know, now if he want the whole 15 or if he want 10 years, but he cannot want 16 years.
Sure.
He cannot want 17.
Sure.
That's why it's important to know how long do you want it for. It's a function of how much time do you even have, then you can determine whether you want it for the whole time you have or for less. If person be 25 now, we don't start work, and he want this low, he be 25 and he don't start work and he want this low. Fine. The thing be say, if you take 25 from 60, how many years be that?
You should be
35.
35, yeah.
Aha. But he cannot say, I want 35, since it's
30.
Now 30 be the maximum
Wey
when you
fit
feel get. So that kind of a person, you either choose 30 or choose anything less than 30. That's what you can get. So I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
So that's why it is important. You can determine that, okay, this is how long I want it for. But that is after you've considered your age and how much time you have till you are 60. So, and waiting you. So why is it important? And even if somebody has 15 years, why will he choose 10 rather than 15? Why will he choose 5 rather than 15? Why will he choose which year? Do you understand?
Maybe he might choose
exactly. But you see, the decision to Tete Sonko Kurombe will depend on his earning.
Because I was about to ask
Will depend on his earning. In the sorry, I would answer your question. It will depend on his earning. Because, for example, if at the end, say 300,000 now, and my loan repayment, if I say now 10 years, even though I get 15 years, but if I say now 10 years I won't do them, the loan repayment, if I should take, let's say I qualify for 10 million naira, and if I should take it, my loan repayment will be 150 per month. I cannot take 10 years. Because 150 will be like 50% of my 300,000. I will not qualify. They won't give me that. You remember, it has to be like about 33% of what you earn. 30 to 33% of what you earn. That will make you, that you can reserve for your repayment. That will make you qualify. But maybe if I now extend my tenure to 15 years, my monthly repayment go now drop to, let's say, like 100,000. Okay. I qualify. I fit take the 10 million. Do you understand?
I understand.
So that's how it works. You said you have 2 questions.
Yeah, the very first one.
And please, our viewers, get ready to call in and let us try and even help you determine how much you qualify for.
Since
because we did that for some people,
yes,
last week. Yes, go ahead, Chief.
Okay, the one where I first want to ask, we say when we talk about repayment and maybe somebody say, I have 15 years old, I'll pay my own within 10 years. Another person says I'm sticking to that 15 years. Is there anything like maybe because I'm paying faster and quicker, maybe compound interest will be reduced for me that is, maybe compound interest will be reduced for me that is paying within 10 years, or not still the same thing, whether I choose to pay within 10 years or within 15 years?
No, it's not the same thing, no. It's an interest rate and it's compounding interest, like you said. So by that nature, the longer you take in paying, the more you pay. So person wey don't choose to pay for 10 years and person wey they pay for the same amount for 15 years, a different amount then go pay when you add up all that they've paid.
Okay.
Because for the period that you are paying part of your principal and you are constantly paying interest.
Okay.
So it means that for 10 years, the person wey they choose to pay 10 years, he don't pay in principal finish. Okay. And he don't pay the interest. Finish. Shikena.
Okay, let me.
But person when they do 15 years, as at 10 years, he still gets some principal. And of course, he go still get some interest. So money where you go pay, go more at the end of the day.
Let me quickly ask this last question before we go on the break so that we can open the phone line for our viewers. The last question I want to ask now, Engineer Adebobi, say, now, we don't talk, say, now, what you they collect, now they go calculate. So let's assume I'm collecting 300,000 naira. What of in a situation where maybe your company gives you an increment in salary and you feel, since I'm having enough or excess, I still want to increase how much I pay? Is it possible? Or once we've done it, is rubber stamp?
I want to pay down.
Like I want to pay down.
Like every loan is possible to pay down. All you just need to do is approach your mortgage banker that created the loan for you, okay, that is administering the loan, and tell them, hey, I've got some lump sum payment I wasn't expecting at a particular time in my life, and I think that I want to pay down now so that I can take myself out of this loan, and own the property fully. Because don't forget, as you get the loan, your paper for your house, no dey your handle. Now the bank hand the day. Now the security for the loan be that house where you take and buy. Of course, you will be living there. Or maybe you even move past the place, or you leave town. You feel rent them out. It no be problem. But you cannot lay your hands on the papers
until
you finish paying. So when you now show up and you say you want to pay down, of course, they will determine what you have to pay. It's not in some other environment, they will charge you for coming to pay earlier than planned.
They will charge you?
They will charge you.
I think it should be a good...
But not in this, at least not to my knowledge, that they charge you for that purpose in NHF.
Okay.
I don't think they charge you.
Okay.
Even in the country, I'm not sure we charge like that.
Okay, maybe we'll
explain that later.
Yes, let's go on this break. Most definitely, viewers, we are ready to take your questions once we return from this break. Go nowhere. Property Matta, I'll be right back.
The best investment on earth is earth.
The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land.
Property Matta na serious business, so one of the best investments wey person fit get for life. You fit interact with us on top the show or talk to Engineer Debo through we phone numbers wey be 081 7314 7589 and 081 054 34984. You still fit call us on top with Skype ID wey be WAP TV. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture and you go like make the world sabi your level? Come advertise with us on top Property Matta wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday.
Yes, you're welcome back to the show. Property Matta 9 we still dey do. Engineer Debo 9 still dey co-pilot the show with us, and where we dey now, the fifth question, that is, how long do you want the loan for? I don't care, say even no matter how long where you want time, there's still this ceiling number that you cannot exceed, and that is 30 years. So if you want time for 29, if you want time for 27, it's all yours to decide. But that ceiling number which you cannot exceed is 30 years. Vis-a-vis, we don't talk before we go for this break, say we fit calling via the Skype. You can call in via the Skype. We our ID now WAP TV. We'll see ourselves. We like to call down Woro Si Woro, Ajama Worawa. We'll see ourselves. Then you can use the phone line. It's available. So also WAP TV channel is there as an handle for you to drop your comment. So, sir, the phone lines are open. Most definitely questions will be coming in now.
Yeah.
This your format where you dey use to help people. Shey na so e dey nationally like that, like whatever I meet here in this format now, if you as you use them for me here now, is the same Excel designed package that they also use for me in Ogun, in Sokoto, or the variation day.
It's not, you see, so there is what is called loan calculator or mortgage calculator. So that's just what I'm using.
Okay. No abracadabra.
No, there is no abracadabra. So once all the parameters are the same, you get the same results. 2 plus 2.
4.
Now 4 for Sokoto.
For normal life.
For Sokoto, for... God.
I know. But maybe 22, it will happen. But 2 plus 2, normal.
It's okay, it's okay.
It's okay. Hold your mic, hold your mic, hold your mic, hold your mic. Hold your mic.
Calm down. Calm down. I want you to calm like this.
Calm down.
That boy is a very funny guy, man. I want you to calm down. Mommy, I just want you to calm down. It's even demonstrating how the mommy should calm down.
Calm down.
Very, very, very intelligent guy. So, yes, it's just a loan calculator, okay? It's just a loan calculator and it's the same thing. Once the parameters are the same, you get the same thing. You get the same thing everywhere.
Okay. Before we been go on that break, you explain something, say maybe if person pay quick, If you get
say the same, say he go get less amount.
Okay.
He go pay less amount total. If you add up everything we pay, compared to person we take longer time to pay, that person go pay more if they add up everything we then pay.
Are there issues with defaulters? How does NHF
deal with defaulters? Okay, well, like I said, Ade is calling from Lagos.
Good morning, Ade. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah. Engineer Debo is here. You can go ahead with your question, sir.
Ade, how are you? Wow, I think we've lost Ade. Okay, you can try back. So
how does NHF?
Yes, so like I said before, like a typical mortgage, actually, the property is the security.
Okay.
So the document will not be in your hands. Okay. Though you will enjoy the benefit of the property, but the document will not be in your hands while you are servicing the loan. So if you should default, that is to say that irreparable default, you really can no longer go on.
Okay.
It's the normal thing that happens with mortgage. They would have to sell that property to somebody else. Okay? That person pays, and then they will decide, depending on how much that person pays, they will decide whether you even have any money at all to get back or not. Now, this is it. Because it depends on how much they sell the property. And once you don't default, bank, they look for how they go sell the property in time so that they can realize the money. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
But what of the ones that have paid ahead?
So that's why I said it depends on how much they are able to sell that property.
Will I be a party to the sales, or will my lawyer be, at least for some issue of transparency? Because they can choose to come back and tell me they didn't make any profit.
Well, so one of the things that happens is that when people know that, I can no longer whatever, sometimes they actively participate in the sales in trying to get buyers.
Okay.
So if you are, for example, the defaulter and you are lucky to be the one to get the buyer, okay, you probably would have negotiated a very good deal for yourself, okay? And then you can bring that forward to the bank, and the whole party would, cooperate to close that transaction. So you may be able to get some money.
But what of the number of years I have spent in the house?
That's what I'm saying. It depends on it. No, you see, okay, now, so you must realize that when you take mortgage that way, don't forget that first and foremost, you would have been paying rent if you were living somewhere.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
Because I'm trying to also address maybe how much you think you can get back. Let's assume that, in fact, in our own environment, or with the NHF, okay, your loan repayment is almost actually close to rent.
Let's take Oluwatoyin, sir. Good morning, Toyin.
Oluwatoyin from Ogun State.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, go ahead with your question, man. Engineer Debo is here.
Okay, sir. What I want to ask, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that I'm a businesswoman selling provisions.
Okay, ma'am.
Do I have assets to that listing, to that loan?
To that NHF.
Do I have assets to it?
But you know that this loan is all about housing. It's for housing, no. They won't give you the money to do your business.
Okay.
No, this one is not for business. There are other provisions of government or money you can get for that purpose, for your business purpose. But this particular one we are talking about is called National Housing Fund.
It's housing.
Yes,
have you built the house, Oluwatoyin?
I'll build house. Build more now.
Yeah, you want to build more.
But I've not finished my house. I've built house, but I've not finished. I've not roofed it.
Say now you build the house thing. I build for
I build it at Agbara.
Agbara.
Mama landlord. Yes, so
thank you.
Agbara is a very good place. Thank you, madam.
I think it's fast developing now, Abi.
Of course, Agbara is. Agbara is advancing.
What do you say?
Can I have the loan for the food for the roofing?
For the roofing, Abi. If I will give you a candid advice, I would say explore other loan for that. Maybe look out for
I said I cannot have the loan for the roofing of the house. You can not roof it.
That's what I'm trying to address. I would advise that you explore other loan for that. Say from some of these housing microfinance. There are some microfinance banks that give micro housing loan.
Okay.
Maybe you want to explore that. I know they've not paid for any advert here, so I can't be mentioning names. But you need to explore that. Because for the NHF, even though on paper, you should ordinarily be able to get money to do that you have talked about. But there are a few challenges. If I ask now, for example, this property where you debut, so you get paper, you get documents.
She's gone.
Okay, she's gone. She may not have a bankable title on that property, on that land now, for example.
What do you mean bankable title?
Bankable title goes beyond just having receipt from Omonile and having survey. You must have, if it is receipt from Omonile, for example, and survey, you must have submitted that to get your CFO from the government. And if Omonile or whoever you are buying it from had CFO before, and then they give you deed of assignment, you must have submitted that to get governor's consent, perfect it, to get governor's consent. That is bankable title. That's what you can take to the bank to say, now me get this property, I won't borrow on top of it.
How many people can't get bankable property?
Bankable title.
Title, Jerry.
People don't have for a number of reasons. One, lack of the knowledge. Understand? So people don't know the importance. So they don't have the right information or right education about it. Two, there are also the costs. Scares some people. Three, the time it takes also scares some people. But I tell you sincerely, if we want to really be
pragmatic with ourselves,
if we want to really be frank with ourselves, none of these reasons is sufficient for you to sink that amount of money on a property and not go ahead to perfect your title. Because what your title does for you is that it helps you to be able to release the value in that property. So you can actually use that property for a lot of other things.
I even hear say
once you have that.
I even hear say maybe if government confiscates the property or something happen, if you have that CFO, there's every chance that
of course now, you get, of course, if you have it, you have your approval, building approval and all of those things, you will be compensated. Of course.
Owó ni wọgbó.
Owó adafun. Adafun chief. Money will not enter the bush.
Yes, you can hear for yourself.
So that's it. I think we were talking about something before Oluwatoyin's call came in.
Yeah, we are talking about we're on how long you can want the loan vis-a-vis repayment issue.
We're talking about defaulters. Yes. And I was saying that don't forget that if ordinarily you are staying in the place you have been paying rent. So usually you get some if you are lucky. Especially or if you've been long in the property and you just have a little amount to pay before your default came up.
Okay.
You understand? So let's say, for example, the loan is supposed to be for 10 years.
Okay.
I've been in it already for more than 5 years.
Okay.
That property too would have appreciated such that, except they are doing Ojoro say, which is also not impossible. Except they are doing Ojoro say, there is no way I won't have some money. A little money, because the property will have appreciated, don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I've paid for 5 years. What I have left shouldn't be so much. Should be like halfway, kind of. Okay? And this property will have, so I will still be able to get some money from there. But what helps is that you have actually been able, maybe you can get the buyer. But I tell people, please avoid defaults as much as possible.
Okay.
As much as possible. And there are things that you can do.
Okay, should we say we are already drawing the curtain on NHF loan?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
If you really
next week we'll start another topic.
Yes, next week we'll start another topic. If you really enjoy them, go on top with YouTube channel. You go see everything where maybe you miss or maybe you still want to know where we're at top this National Housing Fund scheme. On top of that, we say thank you very much when I always stay tuned. From Engineer Debo.
Bye-bye. See you next week.
And from myself, bye-bye. See you next week and have a fabulous day ahead.